Guys, what's going on? What's up? All right, glad to see everyone here. I see that you guys been waiting for the stream. And of course, because today the topic is pretty cool. You know, I like this topic. We don't really speak much about the steps that everybody has to take pretty much before filing for business petitions or even sometimes talent visas or even national interest waiver, EB2 and NIW. Most of those visas that we do, they have the corporate component. Okay, and that's why guys, we want to talk about this. We want to talk what needs to be done before or while you're working on your case. If it has to do with some type of registering a business, structuring it, choosing the state, choosing the type of incorporation, choosing the charters and bylaws. Those are very important topics. Okay, and regardless if it's a business visa, if it's a talent visa, even if you don't do any visa at all. Okay, because if you want to do business in the US or you have some type of commercial interest, you have to deal with companies and with your own company, and you have to register and you have to do certain steps to do it properly. Okay, that's why we're going to be talking today about this important issue, the corporate laws in the US, company registrations. What are the certain things that needs to be considered when you're doing this? So I believe that this is a crucial topic to understand, especially if you go for E2 or L1 visa, but also if you're going with O1, EB2 and NIW, and sometimes EB1A. Okay, it applies less to EB1A, but still, it's still possible to do that. So, all right, let's see who's here today, guys. Let's see. Let's do the countdown. All right. Hira is here. Hira, nice to see you. You love our streams, and I like when you come and ask the questions. Very good. Ashish is going for a hardcore question right off the bat, guys. Right off the bat. So let's go. Let's do this. For Indian, own a business with 10 employees in India, also own a USA subsidiary. Is having already existing subsidiary in USA good or bad for L1 petition? And this is an amazing question, guys. I think this is a great question. So let's warm up. Let's warm up with L1 visa, and then let's see how active you are with the questions, because you know me. I love your questions, guys, and they make me exciting and excited, because you know, I feel that I bring the value to you. Okay, so let's do this. So Ashish, let's take a step back. Let's take a step back and refresh our recollection. What is L1 visa? Okay. L1 visa is a visa for those of you who are either top managers or executives. That's L1A. Or for those people who have some kind of specialized knowledge in the work of the company. That's L1B. Okay? For the purpose of today's stream, we're not going to discuss L1B. Okay? We're not going to discuss it. We're going to discuss L1A, because that's where all the good stuff is. So you have a company outside of the US, and my requirement is 15 employees under your control. And Ashish says that he has 10 employees. We may work with 10 employees if they are professionals. Let's say if they are like engineers or IT people or people with a bachelor's degree. So advanced employees, let's put it this way, okay? But I like 15. And when I say 15, that means that we have like 3 to 4 top managers and like 3 to 4 departments under those top managers. And the managers report to you, and the people below the top managers report to them. Okay, so we go from bottom up. Okay, so three-way structure. Um, uh, of course, we can go deeper in who those people are and what the functions are, but for the main understanding, I think this is enough. And you also own a company in the US, or you want to start the new business. Okay, two options with L1: to start the new business, and that's where the registering of the company comes in, the structuring, if it's LLC, if it's a corporation, which state we're going to choose, what's the tax structure, and things like that. That's what we're going to discuss a little bit later. Okay, because without knowing that, I mean, how you can do L1 or E2? There is no way. In the Ashish question, he's like, is it a good thing to have an existing company? Absolutely. Absolutely, Ashish. This is a great thing because, first of all, you don't have to go through all these things and deal with registering the company and structuring. There is an existing company that's already operational, right? That's number one. And if the company is operational for at least a year, so it has been operating for over a year, and it has more than 8 employees, or 8 employees or more, let's put it this way, we can go with an existing business and get you approved not for 1 year, like we do with the new business, but for 3 years. Okay, and this is huge. This is a huge difference, 1 and 3 years. Moreover, once we get you approved for L1 and you got to the US, I would advise to refile immediately for EB1C, for the green card, if we have the situation like I described, right? A business outside of the US where you control and direct the business, or a big structure within the business. More likely than not, you're also owner of both companies, and if you have an existing business in the US with 8+ employees, you're gonna file EB1C right after we get you L1, okay? And get a green card. So this is great news for you, Ashish, if you, provided you get the proper, the right number of employees in the US business. All right, let's see what else. Karachi. EB2 and NIW RFE means less chance for approval, and this is a question. It depends, Karachi. It depends what is in the RFE, because some RFEs, and again, it's not the topic of today's discussion, but I'll answer this question. One RFE is different from the other one. Okay, so it all depends. What is the tone of that RFE? Is it like categorical? Okay, bam, bam, bam. It's like officers, like you can see the officer didn't like your petition. Okay, who is the officer? Is he in my blacklist? And you guys know we have blacklist of the officers, so we know some of them. If he's one of the top ones, okay. And the third one is probably the most important out of the three. What exactly is the problem with the original petition? Because if the problem, let's say, with the well-positioned criteria, I think it's a better problem than with the national importance, with the national interest. Okay, because national importance is very subjective, because for one officer there is national importance, for another one there is not. Okay, and if he made his decision that there's no national interest in the petition, it's going to be very hard to prove him or otherwise, because it's subjective as a matter of law. Okay, so it depends. I need to see your original petition and your RFE to make a good logical conclusion. Hira, can I apply for EB2 and NIW if I have no experience or research publications? It's not a full question, Hira, because what's your endeavor? If you mean you don't have experience in what you propose as an endeavor, I don't see how you're well positioned then. I mean, research and publications, it's not a big deal, although it could be done while you're working on the case. We have the resources to help you with that. But no experience towards your proposed endeavor. this is a big problem, okay? Because you then are not well positioned to implement. Lei, is it possible for a teacher to be approved for EB2 NIW? Of course, guys, absolutely. Why? And especially if you're a teacher in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, right? So basically there's a Danazar case, and if you guys working on EB2 NIW, or you're planning to do this, and by the way, the corporate work has to do with the EB2 NIW a lot, because we need to register a company, not as much as to the structure, but picking the state, picking the LLC or corporation, registering it, and making your proposed endeavor going through that company. So if you're serious about EB2 NIW, then not only you have to know about the corporate stuff, a part of it, but also you need to read the Danazar case. Guys, Danazar. Okay, just Google it. Go EB2 NIW Danazar, and the first link is going to be it's 9 pages, about 9 pages, but the depth of this case and the content is so good. It's so good. I mean, it's a little hard to read if you're not a lawyer, but if you're serious about your NIW, you have to read this case. Okay, you have to read it. It's painful, but you have to. And why I'm saying this? Because Danazar says that it actually gives a few examples what could be endeavors, proposed endeavors in the national interest of the US. And teaching in STEM is one of those examples. So Lei, I hope I answered your question. If you're a teacher in elementary school, I don't know. That could be questionable, but all depends on your career. Maybe you have a lot of academic research. Maybe you're pushing the science as to pedagogy and teaching the kids. Okay, it all depends. It's very subjective. So make sure, Lei, I'm gonna drop the link to the free evaluation of the case. So make sure you fill it out, so I could see what's going on with your career, what's your proposed endeavor, what are your thoughts, so I could get back to you and tell you, hey, that's what's good, that's what's not. Okay, Dexpel. Hi Shamaev, looking great, thank you. EB2 NIW, I heard you said that client used exceptional ability and not advanced degree. Yes. Does this mean that a petitioner can have no degree and just claim exceptional 3 out of 6? Absolutely. Absolutely. We have the substitution, either the advanced degree for EB2 NIW or exceptional ability. And exceptional ability consists of 6 criteria, and we have to prove 3 out of the 6. There's the 7th criteria. Sometimes I say 6, sometimes I say 7. Why 7? Because there is like everything else that proves exceptional ability. So everything comes in the 7th one. So we have to prove at least 3 out of those 7. So yes, and guys, I had cases in my career where there was 0 education, okay, no 0, like a high school diploma, but exceptional ability, okay, and we got those cases approved. A lot of times, I do both arguments alternatively. I say, hey, we have the advanced degree, and you guys remember the fresh case with Leonardo Rojas, who gave me the interview just recently and is going to be published very soon. He had a chemical engineer education, but his proposed endeavor was testing the vibration of the satellites. So where is chemistry and what are the satellites? So it was like kind of, we still proved that degree connected to his endeavor, but also we were proving alternatively the exceptional ability, just in case that the officer didn't like our arguments. Okay, so yes, absolutely, we do use that separately and together. Okay, Ashish, Mr. Stanislav. Guys, I love when you call me Mr. I don't consider myself Mister, but when you do, I just love it. You know, it brings me joy. Mr. Stanislav, how can I book a call with you? I have a unique situation and I want to speak with you regarding many visa options. So, Ashish, it's a great question, guys. I don't do calls with the clients. I don't do consultations. I don't do like some crazy meetings. We have a structure how you guys can meet with me and how we can start your case. And that's very easy. We've done everything to make it easier for you. So the first thing that you have to do is to fill out the free evaluation form. Guys, free evaluation form, okay? Why we're doing this? Why do I make you to answer some questions? And you're like, oh, I have, so yes, I understand, but I need to know that you have the potential in the case that we can expand on. So it makes sense for us to then schedule a separate meeting, and of course you have to pay for this, but I want to make sure that I can help you, okay? Because if I see that I cannot help you, I don't want to make you pay, you know? I'm not the attorney who's gonna like, okay, guys, pay me and that's it, and I'm not even going to talk to you. No, I want to make sure that you have the potential and we can get you the result. I don't want you to pay me just to meet with me and me telling you, hey, you don't have anything. I don't feel it, you know. I want to make sure that it's a productive, constructive meeting. So first, all single one of you, and ask Dexpel, ask Dexpel how his work going with us, how he started working with us, okay? And he's gonna tell you first. He went to the free evaluation. Then I came back to him and say, hey, Dexpel, you have a potential in the case. Let's meet at the complex immigration planning. Then we met. Then he met with the data manager. Data manager asked all the questions that I would ask. Okay, you see, guys, how effectively we work. So we don't waste the time, neither your time, no our time, right? So data manager takes all the answers and put it in a protocol, okay, special document. Then you meet with me for 30 minutes and I already built the strategy for your case, the winning strategy. If you went through all these steps, that means that your case is ready to go and be filed and very highly, with high chances, be approved in 6 months. Okay? So that's how we work, guys. And then when you hire ourselves, myself and the team, you're going to be working also very structurally. Deadlines, the documents, you provide the documents, we check them for a 4-step verification process, we send it back to you, and we just work very closely with you, okay? So that's how the whole process works. So Ashish, your journey is going to start also with a free evaluation, okay? And I drop you the link that you can use, and also if you guys still want to ask some questions, you can contact my company through WhatsApp, and I also drop the link in a comment section, direct contact via WhatsApp. So if you still have questions, you don't want to ask them here, just push them to the employees of my company. We'll be happy to help you. Okay, so let's see. Oh my God, you guys, you guys going ham today, Jesus Christ. I'm not even sure I can get to the topic of today's stream, which I think is really important, but you guys just slamming me with the questions. So let's go by the questions, guys. I'd rather do the questions than going on something else. So, okay, so let's see. Ashish, you're welcome. Treasure. Hi, Stan. Hi, Treasure. I have a US LLC, 1 year old. Okay. Working in my country for 8 years in telehealth. All right. Can I transfer myself from my country to USA on L1, and how many times I can renew it? So, Treasure, you can do it if the company in your country where you work, if you if you either own that company, okay, or control and direct, meaning 51% of the company, or if the owners of that company are going to own your LLC in the US. And then you kind of still be within format of their work, okay? But you gotta remember that L1 visa has the criterion of affiliation. Affiliation, okay? What it basically means, that means that both companies, the US company and the foreign company, are controlled and directed by the same people, a group of people, or one company owns the other. Okay? So this is critical. If there is no common control for both companies, L1 does not work. All right? So very important to understand. Good question. Jesus. Hi Stan, hi Jesus. Is it possible to have two processes for visas? For example, I have started E2 and then also started EB2, or that will give you a problem with the immigration. No, you can do as many petitions as you want, Jesus. And and you see, guys, that's why we structured the whole process that way. So when you're about to begin working on your case with us, I don't know how other attorneys do, and you guys know we are the most structural, process, client-oriented company in the world, okay, in the universe. Like the way we care about the results and the process, how you guys get there, it's like nobody's doing this. So that's why, Jesus, we built that the way we start the case. So before we started, you already know the exact strategy of your case. Okay, because maybe in your mind you want to do E2 and at the same time EB2 and NIW, but I might have a different and a better vision of that. Okay, I need to understand what exactly are your purposes and goals and why you want to do this that way. I may assume that you want to do E2 visa to come to the US faster, okay, because E2 is kind of fast visa. We can get you in probably anywhere between 4 to 8 months, okay, depending on the country, depending on the business, and a couple of factors. Okay, so probably you want to get E2 to get in fast and then file for EB2 and NIW, basically the same business that you want to do on E2. So that's probably the way you want to do this. Is this a good strategy? It may be, but it may be not. Okay, so I need to know to see the big picture and what's exactly your endeavor behind your EB2 and NIW visa. Maybe you have a better chance for EB1A. Maybe you should start not from E2 but from O1. Okay, which would be a little bit easier probably for you. I don't know, I need to see. So Jesus, same thing for you. Fill out the questionnaire for EB2 and NIW and for business visa. Okay, for business visa, and I'm dropping you all the links in the I would ask the moderator, please, when you drop the links, put the visa type, because I don't see it. It's confusing. So put like EB2 and NIW, put L1 E1 E2 and EB1A O1, because it's not clear. It's confusing. So please do. So Jesus, when you get those links, just fill them out, and you can do both EB2 and NIW and business visas. So I analyze your situation wholly. Okay, and I would love to do this. Motivate me, that's the name. Can an Amazon seller get E2 visa who has invested $150,000 in his Amazon private label? Yes, I would say yes, provided that we can prove the source of funds and there's understanding of how the business is going to develop. Okay, so definitely yes, I would consider that. I would maybe not say that that's all where we're going to sell Amazon, because that kind of gives a risk that the immigration officer is going to say, well, why do you need to be in the US? You can do Amazon business being wherever you are, Indonesia, in Pakistan, in Spain, in Australia. So I would say it's an online business where Amazon is a component of it. Okay, that's like a little insight for you. That's how I would structure it. And let me give you an example, guys, because we're talking about business today, right? So I had a client from Canada who purchased a couple of houses for Airbnb in the US, even before she came to me. And when she came, she's like, "Oh, Stanislav, I already invested $200,000 or whatever, 250 in those like the smaller like houses, cabins in the mountains, and like I made the investment over 100K." And I said, "Look, you did the investment from the standpoint of business, but it's not an investment from the standpoint of the immigration law, because NIW Visa has the criterion of having the capital at risk. And putting your money, purchasing the real estate is not at risk, because it's very liquid and fast growing market. So basically, if you purchase the house, you can basically sell it next day pretty much with no loss, right? So that means there is no risk here. So the way we and by the way, the teaser, okay, the spoiler, we got her approved for ITU. We got her approved, but not through investment in the houses, in the property, but investment in a managing company of those properties. Okay, and I cannot say it was the easiest case in my life, you know, probably the other way around, but we managed, because we come to these problems creatively. And it's good. Now she's happy. She's building her empire with the real estate. I know she already purchased another house, so she's good. She's really good. And then I see her getting green card through EB2 and NIW, just because she's bringing the economic activity, economic impact. All right, very good. Lei, what are the requested requirements needed in applying for EB2 for teachers? Lei, same as anybody else. There is no difference between the area. Every EB2 and NIW has the same structure. That's the advanced degree or exceptional ability, the proposed endeavor that resolves some problem in the US, which is in the national interest of the US, and you being well positioned to implement the endeavor, the proposed endeavor, right? And well positioned meaning all your experience, all your skills, and everything else that you had in the past. All right, so that's basically it. And depending on exact endeavor, and I know that you're a teacher, I don't know which kind of teacher you are, right? But we need to see what's going on with in depth with your career to see the better options for you or the best options for you. Okay, and maybe you will still have to register a company in the US, right? To serve you as your something through which you're gonna do your endeavor. Okay, Karachi, I'm registered fitness educationalist of ISSA USA Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, Karachi, let's see why you're saying this. Okay, so that's your EB2 NIW. This is a tough case, Karachi. I feel bad for you. I don't know who did your case, okay? And I don't know what's the proposed endeavor. But what you're saying is not very much for EB2 and NIW, unless it is, okay? And I don't want to confuse you guys, okay? See, the fitness educationalist is not the best profession for EB2 and NIW. It's good for EB1A, and I have a bunch of fitness trainers or coaches approved in my career. Actually, I train with one of the fitness coaches that I got the green card for. Okay, He's very expensive, guys. I pay him like $2,500 a month for 12 classes, for 12 sessions. Okay, that's very expensive, but he's good, and I know he's good because I did his case. All right, and by the way, guys, once you get approved with my company, you are becoming a member of a exclusive business club, where the residents, all the residents in that club are the people who went through the whole process with my company. And there's a lot of commerce going on because you guys going to be selling and purchasing these services and goods among yourselves and helping each other grow. Okay, and you guys know why Stanislav is the best attorney, because Stanislav cares. Okay, not only to get you approved, but also help you further to integrate in the US and find the best connections in the US for you. So that's why we have the exclusive private business club only for you guys. And why it's exclusive? Because nobody else can come in. Only those who got approval with us, talented people with a national interest, business, investment, best people from all over the world. All right. So, Karachi, I need to see your case. Okay, I need to see your case because you might have. And let me guess. The RFE is no national importance, right? And let me know if I'm right. And if it's on a national importance, you're gonna have a tough time, very tough time. Dexpel. In EB2NIW or O1, having an LLC for our own, does it matter which state it is? Please can you explain in detail? Because majority people have in Wyoming or offshore LLC. All right, a very good question, and it actually goes to the heart of our today's topic. And you guys can tell, Dexpel comes to every stream that we have. He can probably already help somebody to fill out the petition for whatever, B1A or O1. Like, the guy knows what he's talking about. First of all, LLC for the purpose of EB2NIW and or O1 could be the same LLC. All right. So if you guys used LLC to serve as your own employer for the purpose O1, that same LLC can become your, I don't want to say employer, but can serve you good for the purpose of EB2NIW, because you're going to claim the same LLC as the provider, as the service or goods provider for the purpose of your proposed endeavor. Okay, so you basically kill two birds with one stone. All right, and some of you may be like, Stanislav, why are you talking about O1 and EB2NIW at the same time? Like, those are different visas. And you're right, but a lot of time we build a strategy for our clients to get approved for O1 first and come in the US fast. What is fast? 8 months from the start of the case. About 8 months, okay? And why? Because you're already in the States and working and making money and continuing building your EB2NIW case. And once you are in the US, you can file then your EB2NIW case, all right? And while that is pending, your priority date, you continue working. Bingo, guys. I mean, if the time is of the essence, if you want to come to the US fast, and you have a really good proposed endeavor, EB2NIW, but you don't want to wait, so O1 and then switch to EB2NIW is perfect for you. All right? Just perfect. So the state of incorporation, let's talk about it, guys. So I know there's still a lot of misunderstanding about Wyoming, Delaware, Wisconsin comes in, Nevada comes in sometimes, and some other states, Alaska, New Mexico. Like, and I hear a lot of times, oh, those are the like offshore LLCs, like, or they like tax haven LLCs. Guys, this is all a big and huge misunderstanding. There is no such a thing in the US to have an offshore LLC. or offshore corporation. Okay, even if you incorporate in Delaware, all it does for you is to help you with the local taxes, with the state taxes, and maybe you don't want the government know who is the owner of LLC, but that could be achieved even with the other states that don't have those protections. But it could be done. It could be done. Okay, so basically the state and the federal government doesn't really know who is the owner of all those companies, and that thing is going away because, guys, there is a new requirement that is in place starting January 1st, 2024 for the new companies, and January 1st, 2025, the deadline for the existing companies. And you have to do the BOI, beneficial owners something I. So basically what it means that you have to make a filing with the FinCEN, and that's the financial crimes agency, to let them know who is the owner of your LLC or corporation. So yes, the Delaware is not gonna know who owns the company, or Wyoming or whatever, but the federal government will know who's the owner. Okay, so that's kind of goes into nothing. Okay, another thing why you want to incorporate in Delaware. And by the way, guys, did you hear that what Elon Musk said yesterday? Do not incorporate in Delaware. Okay, why? Well, because he suspects that the judges in Delaware, they're corrupt, and they are a part of a Biden family corruption scheme, and that's why they're doing things that they're not supposed to do. All right. I don't say if it's true or not. I'm selling for what I'm buying. And if you guys on X, on Twitter, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? And by the way, guys, X is my favorite platform. Like among all, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, I'm on X, okay? Like for the purpose of news and all this kind of stuff. For the purpose of like immigration, yes, of course Instagram is great, TikTok is great, but for the news and financial news, I like X a lot. And of course I follow Elon Musk, and I like what he's saying. You know, I'm not sure if it's true, but that's what's going on. So Wyoming, whatever the state you guys choose, it's not gonna play a lot of role in your further future unless you want to do the corporation, the C corporation. Then you have to pick the state with the no corporate taxes or with the lowest corporate taxes, because almost I believe only 2 states in the US do not impose state corporate taxes on the businesses, and those are the C corporations. Okay, LLC doesn't get taxed in no state in the US, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so Dexpel, I was kind of taking my time to answer your question because I think it's really important to understand. So where should you incorporate? I believe, and I'm a firm believer, that we need to incorporate where we are going to be located. Okay? So I don't think Dexpel you're going to be located in Wyoming anytime soon in the future. Lord knows where Wyoming is and what's going on there. Okay, when I hear Wyoming, and no disrespect to the state, I mean, not in that sense, but I see, the fields and cows and farmers and things like that. And again, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but just there's nothing. There's like farmlands but there's nothing going on. Okay, so I don't think you go into Wyoming, Dexpel. Okay, but I think that if you want to do your business in Florida or Texas or Georgia, why don't you just incorporate over there? All right, I don't see no reason why wouldn't you, especially if it's an LLC and not the C corp. Okay. And by the way, if you do the C corp and you then get your O1, then you can switch to S corp, which I think is the best, one of the best corporate structures for doing business in the US. Okay, and why? I'll explain you why, guys, and I'll explain why you cannot do it from the beginning, why you cannot register as corp, and let's start with this. So S corp could be owned only by residents of the US for the purpose of the tax code, and you become a resident of the US for the purpose of tax code when you live in the US at least 6 months in a year. Okay, so that's how it's done. You first register C corp, and yes, it's a double taxation, which is actually not as bad as you guys might think. Like, oh my god, double taxation, so I'm gonna pay twice. You're gonna pay twice, but it's not it's like it doubles your taxes. No, it does not work that way. The way it works is that the company gets taxed on the net income when the money come in, and the second time, and if you do it when you distribute to the owners, that gets taxed for the second time. But it's not that it makes it twice as much. No, if the income is above 100K in your and the net income, that's when the double taxation and the regular taxation pretty much even out. So you'll be paying the same amount of taxes, but there are other good things in the C corp. And I don't want to like exhaust you guys with these like technicalities. Let me know if you want me to do a separate stream for the tax purposes. And again, disclaimer, I'm not certified tax advisor. I don't know nothing about taxes. That's the accountants and the certified CPAs. But I know enough to explain concepts, how those things go, okay, without advising how to do this. So yeah, just remember that C corp is double taxation, but it's not as bad as you think. But S corp is great. Why? Because you can save a lot of money in taxes, because you will pay yourself a salary, okay, a reasonable salary, and the rest of the net income you're gonna pay yourself as a distribution, okay, and you may call it dividend. I prefer distribution, it's a better term, and that distribution is not going to be taxed with Social Security and Medicaid taxes, which is about 16% altogether. So on your distribution, on your dividends, you save 16%. And LLC doesn't give you that option. With LLC, it's kind of everything that you made in LLC is your one big salary. Okay, so it does not split it between distribution and the wage or salary. Okay, so you save a lot of money with the S corp because of that 16%. Just understand it conceptually, and I know some of you are like, oh my god, a million questions. Just know it, because if you guys are serious about what you're going to be doing, you definitely have to consult an accountant or CPA. Okay, and if you want to get the contacts of good people, and a good accountant is a very rare thing, okay, or maybe even non-existent, but we know people who are better than others, okay? So definitely you want to go that route to understand the intrinsics of the taxation. All right, so yes, but LLC, it doesn't matter. So you can just incorporate where you are and just don't worry about it. Lei, aside from STEM teachers, can I apply for between NIW if I'm a special education teacher? Lei, absolutely, you can. All will depend on your proposed endeavor, your experience, and things like that. So yes. Robin, my uncle, US citizen, and I want to invest and open a laundromat business in US. It's a pretty good business, by the way. I'm on H-1B, and I know I can make passive investment in business, yes. But can I put any hours towards that business with my job? So basically, I'll rephrase. So what Robin is asking, he's on H-1B visa and he wants to invest in some business in the laundromat, and he's asking, can he actually work in that business? And the answer is no. You can organize and prepare everything and hire people and let them work. That's yes, that's no problem. That's dividends, that's passive income. But if you will be actively involved in directing the business, that's a little bit different. Okay. Another question: how they gonna know? And I know you guys asking this question in your head, like, okay, how they gonna know? I'm actually, if I don't pay myself a salary and I'm only getting the dividends, like, how they gonna know that I'm doing this? Well, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna know, but that's up to you. Okay. So if you guys know what I mean. Lei, you're welcome. Ashish, according to your free evaluation, I'm eligible for L1 visa. All right, so that's good news. But I want to ask about other options that I might qualify to. Between NIW, I'm in USA on H1B. I will be okay to pay fee for a call. So yes, Ashish, if you already got my evaluation for your case, the next step is to schedule the complex immigration planning, and you will meet with the data manager first, and she will take all the answers from you as to L1, EB2NIW, EB1A, everything. And when you meet with me, we'll go one by one. Okay, so that's the purpose of it, to make sure you get the best visa program. All right, let's move on. You guys on fire today. Okay. So Ashish, you're not only an attorney but an internet influencer now. Haha. Love your energy. Thanks for all your content online. Well, I don't. Guys, I'll take it, Ashish. I'll take it. As a Canadian, can I open S corp in the USA? You can after you lived in the US for 6 months. Okay, 6 months. And I would like that 6 months be on some work visa, not B1, B2, but it's possible. Technically, it's possible. Foregone. Hi Stan, hi Furgon. Do you know, may there be a business opportunity with the E2 visa? Can be obtained with an investment approximately 200K by yourself. So I'll rephrase the way I understand it. So Furgon basically has $200,000 that he wants to invest in purchasing the existing business. And absolutely, not that I actively track the opportunities for E2, just because, guys, I have a lot of work. I play a strategic role in each case of you. Yeah, and Dexpel can tell you that I'm not in the communication with you when you work with the team. Okay, why? Because I build your strategy. Now you're working with the team to get the documents. I qualify at the 4th level because you have your paralegal, your supervisor, your strategy department expert, and I'm on the 4th level. I verify each document when it's ready, and I work on your memorandum at the end. So I'm drafting the final document. That's the main document in your case. Okay, so that's a lot of work, and I'm also doing the content for you guys to educate you on all that. So I'm trying not to do extra moves, but if you know, Furgon, which state you want to go, because it goes by state, there is a profession, it's called business broker. Okay, business broker, and they go by state because it's licensed by the state. So let's say you want to go with Florida, so we can find you business brokers who are gonna help you to find the business for 200K. Okay, no problem. If you ask for another state, we can ask, we can inquire, maybe give you the options. But I can tell you right now that if you Google business broker in California, a lot of people will pop up. Let me guys give you the website. Let me give you the website. Let me see. I'm gonna drop it in the comment section. It's called Biz Buy Sell. Okay, and I think this is one of the and you know they don't pay me. You know, I don't know who they are, but they doing great job with with the businesses. So I dropped you the link, so you guys press on it, and you will see like this window and the state and the industry. Okay, and it's business and franchise. So great way to start. All right. It's a great, I'm not saying you're going to finish here, but it's a great way to start. So Furgon, start with this website, search for all states, and you can filter things out, you know, by price, by industry, by location, by cash flow, whatever. Okay, and through that site you can also find the business brokers as well. So I think this is a really good start. Danae, does the employer need any requirements in order to be able to hire you or sponsor for EB2? Yes, he needs to be having the net income above or equal to the salary that's coming from Department of Labor. Okay, so Danae, if you know this process, you know what I'm talking about. So basically, the prevailing wage from Department of Labor is going to say the salary. Let's say $60,000. So the taxes for the year when we filed for the perm must be above the net income, the pure income, right? Should be above $60,000. Zuo, Zuo, glad to see you. I'm a current client and migrating from O1A to EB1A. These guys know what they are doing, are very professional and rigorous checks. My blessings. Zua, my respect to you. Thank you very much, guys. You see the current clients come to the stream and giving compliments to us. So Zua got approved for O1A, and we are about to filing for his EB1A case. Just I'm finishing up his memorandum, so we're gonna get Zua approved. So stay tuned. Zua, good luck to us. Whitson, hello there. I would like to know about the L1 visa. Is there a minimum investment? Great. Let's stop here. Let's stop here, guys. So the minimum investment for L1 when we open up a new business, a startup, basically, there is no requirement in the law that we have to provide the minimum investment. But always there is but, right? But when we file, we attach the business plan. And business plan shows the break-even point in the business, meaning when the business becomes self-sufficient. All right? So we need to provide the financing for the business with two limitations. So limitation number one, we provide enough finance to get to the break-even point. If it happens within a year, if it's a year or less, okay, maybe a business can become self-sufficient in 6 months, okay, and we explain how it's going to happen. Or two, minimum for the first year of the business existence. All right? So if the break-even point is $80,000, okay, then we have to show that we have that money. Or if the break-even point is in 2 years and it's 150, but it's enough to get $80,000 first year, that's what we need to show. I hope I explained it with example right? So we'll look at the first year. That's the maximum amount of money we need to show to the immigration officer. Okay, and better they be on the business account in the US company. So that's the best way. Okay, Karachi, I will ask you to help me with the B1A. Yes, I will help you with pleasure. Karachi, fill out the free evaluation. Guys, free evaluation forms. The links are in the chat. Ashish, can you buy existing business with oh, let's finish with the Whitson. I'm sorry, we didn't finish with your question. I have a business back in India. I would like to, if I'm eligible to apply for L1 visa. Sure. So Whitson, same thing for you. Just above your question, there is a link to free evaluation for E2, L1, and EB1C. Fill it out. I'll take a look. Ashish, can you buy an existing business with 10 employees for EB2 and IW? Mm, it depends, Ashish. It depends. Maybe 15 employees, maybe 15, but there are a lot of factors. A lot of factors. What's the nature of the business? Most important, I want to see. Like if you have experience in business back in your country, and you're purchasing this business, and you're gonna show the growth, and you're gonna bring some economic impact. Probably yes. Probably yes. And guys, let me tell you. Tell you about the recent, like fresh approval we got for EB2 and IW. And guys, I was telling you about this case even before it got approved. And some of you can remember because I was telling you it would be approved. Okay, and we just got it approved this week. So that's the a business case in EB2 and IW where my guy came to New York from Dominican Republic after all this COVID and war in Russia and Ukraine. His business just went poof, and he came to New York. He had an idea, open up a studio, like art studio, okay? And the idea was that they would hang like the buckets with paint. They would make the holes in the bottom, and they put the forgot the name in English. Canvas. I think it's canvas. What you paint on, right? So they put it on the floor, and the kids would go there and basically smash those buckets with the painting, and they would make like nice painting, like abstract painting, and kids loved it, So that business picked up immediately, like basically the first day they opened up, they did good marketing. So parents started bringing the kids. Kids were like, "Oh my God, this is great!" And then like the television and some press did some coverage, and we're like, "Oh my God, that sounds like EB2 and IW." Because first of all, he had 5 employees in the business, okay, which is really good. Then they saw the success. And they opened up the location in Los Angeles, and they started opening up a location in Miami. So like a branch, right? And they started working on the franchising of this business. So we have 5 people in New York, employees, 5 employees in Los Angeles, in California, and coming up Miami with 5, and possibly more franchising going on in the future. So this is economic impact for the purpose of EB2 and IW. But on top of that, we also claim the cultural national interest. Why? Because imagine a kid comes to the studio, he does this thing with the buckets, with the paint. He sees this painting is beautiful, he likes it, and he starts to paint. And maybe in 20 years, he becomes a famous artist. Okay? So this is a national importance, okay? So 2 interests, the economic and cultural, all right? Guys, we got them approved like this, bah. And we worked on this case. We basically created from ground zero, very fast. So this is an example of what could be a good business idea for EB2 and IW. All right, let's show some national importance. And the guy was well positioned because he did it in Russia, not with this business, but with other businesses. He grew them from 1 location to like 4 locations. Then he came to the Dominican Republic. He opened a small store, and in a couple of years, he had 4 big stores. Okay, so now he opened this location. He opens up the second location, so he's well positioned with all his experience in the past to implement his idea. And I can tell you, the immigration officer loved this case. I didn't see him, I never know who is, but I know that he wants to see the case like this. Okay, great work for the team, great work for Stanislav strategy. So just amazing. All right, guys. I see a couple more. Okay, let's finish up. Quickly. Ashish, let's meet for the complex immigration planning. Danae, does the EB2 visa need always a sponsor? EB2 labor certification, absolutely, absolutely. EB2 NIW requires no sponsorship, but requires the proposed endeavor in the national interest of the US. Dexpel, thank you so much, Mr. Shamayev, for the amazing answers. You're welcome, Dexpel. Thank you for being a great client. Infotech, what is the wait time for EB5 in India and if I choose to live in Texas? Guys, with EB5, we see fast track approvals right now. Fast track approvals. For India, I don't believe there is a bigger. Let me check real quick, guys. I don't want to say something wrong. Let me check real quick so I could answer to who asked this question. Infotech. So let's see. If you have a tourist visa and the visa is current for Indians, and let me see, okay, B5, India, okay, so it's December 20th, final election date. Yes, there is a wait time, December 20th. And dates for filing is April 22nd, unless it's a rural project, high unemployment project, or infrastructure project. Okay, so Infotech, if you have a tourist visa, you're in the US, you can file for EB5 for rural infrastructure or high unemployment, and file for 85 adjustment of status, and get the work permit and advanced parole at the same time. Okay, and most likely you're going to get approved within months, really fast. So EB5 is a really way to go for those of you guys who have $800,000, and you're ready to freeze it for 5 to 7 years. Okay, yes, and I see Pradeep is saying like what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Pradeep. You also looked up. Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, last question. Thank you for the answers. I was thinking of Florida because I know it's very well. I have been going there for vacation. Yes, guys, I live in Florida. Florida is the best. And the last question, Viren, have an IT company in UK. I have an IT company in UK. If I open a branch in the US, can I go to with L1 visa? Which leads to green card. Yes, Viren. If you have probably with the IT companies, we may have less than 15 people, which are required. Probably 8 to 10 IT specialists in your company will do it. And you need to know, understand, Viren, that for I'll get you L1 no problem, but I worry about extension in a year. So make sure that your business idea in your IT company in the US encompasses 5 employees at the end of year 1. Okay, very important. If it's not that way, maybe you should look at E2 visa. Okay, and then maybe we should look E2 to EB2 NIW for the green card, or maybe some other strategies. So make sure you guys and you, Viren, fill out the free evaluation for business visas and for the talent visas. Okay, so I could make an analysis for your case. All right, guys. You were on fire today, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, 2024 is just bringing all good stuff, guys. So I'll see you next Thursday. We're gonna wrap up. You guys have a good end of the week. I am Stanislav Shamayev, the lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.